But if I just found all the email addresses for Motorola, that wouldn't have done me any good. I could have got somebody anywhere in the world. So we were able to use MetaGoofil on the site. I pulled down every document they had and pulled out all the usernames for that. And then the email that I sent actually went to people that were local to the organization we were taking a look at. So it's a useful method if maybe your email searching isn't yielding too many results, or just to add, when you're throwing a fish out, you want to try to hit as many people as possible on your first one. Any questions so far? No? Maltego also does that, and Maltego's handy is because I can now link usernames and people to the web. So it will not only extract what versions of things are running, but also say, oh, hey, there's Doran, there's Rebecca, there's whoever, and now I can start running that same transform that I did where I showed you I had their LinkedIn account, their Flickr account, any Spock stuff. So it's handy. Does anybody think this stuff is useful so far? Garbage? All right, a couple people don't think it's garbage. I can say that before we do a pen test, I probably spend at least a week doing this on an organization. Some people use like 4 hours, and we probably spend a week just trying to gather all this information, develop that network map, get a list of emails, and we typically deliver an OSINT report to the companies too, so they understand what kind of information is freely available if someone's actually out there looking for it. Metadata is also useful for showing what versions of software are being used. So is it Microsoft Office, is it Microsoft Word, what version of PDF Maker, what version of Adobe was being used, which is somewhat useful. Microsoft has gotten to making it very generic, but there are some differences. Obviously, if it's a DocX or a PowerPoint X, when I know they're using 2007. And you can actually take a look at the metadata inside those and determine that if you weren't sure. We can also see the difference between it's an organization using OpenOffice versus Macintosh, Office on Mac or regular Office. So I think that's pretty useful. If I know it's an OpenOffice shop, I know that I don't need to bother trying any of my regular Microsoft Office exploits because it's not going to work. Okay. So there's some issues with MetaGoofil. libextract totally sucks for newer PDFs. That's kind of what you get. PDF 1.4. You can use the Ruby PDF parse library to actually pull a little bit more data. So what that's showing is that's the same document. So one with MetaGoofil and the libextract, and the other one with some Ruby that just calls PDF parse on that. So quite a bit more information. I get to created, change dates, author email, who made it. So a lot more useful information. Oh, it's on Windows. Good to know. So other tools to get done. I think Chris is going to talk about a few more when he talks, but I didn't talk about Gulag. What Gulag and Seat do is actually you give it a domain, and it will actually try like every Google dork in the database against that domain, looking for any low-hanging fruit. So also another good tool. What? Yeah, and you have to go so slow that you really need that week to do that because it's got a pretty high timeout. If anybody's interested in the Ruby code, they can send me an email. So, other tools, so organization profiling. So I've got some users, I got some people that I think work in the organization. I can also use all these online networking and HR tools to find employees. Most have APIs, so if you can code a little bit, you can usually just write some code to query that information, and you usually get back more information than you'll get just by browsing to the website. You can also write local transforms in Maltego if you want. So anything that can be accessed over an API, Web 2.0 stuff, Maltego can be written if you can write some Python to actually call that stuff out and do it for you. Pretty handy stuff, and that way you don't have to keep going to the website or writing crappy little Ruby snippets of code. So, a bunch of sites to get that done. Anybody heard of these sites? Anybody members of these? Like Spoke is awesome if you're a paying member. You can get so much information about people, all the 123 people, Zoom info. It's like, hey, I want to know what company this is, and this company has 60 users, and if you ask me, I'll give you all that name and email and everything else. So if someone's paying you several $1,000s for a pen test, you can probably afford the $24.95 to get all that information to make your life that much easier. Oh, too fast. And organization, people profiling. So handles are awesome. They're usually unique. So if you want to pick on Benny later, you can see all the stuff that he's taken and all the stuff that he hasn't taken. That may be useful to, again, if I want to know who works for who and where they're hanging out, if I want to start developing rapport with people. Cool, he's on Facebook, he's on Twitter. I can track these guys down, I can follow them, start interacting with them. Some more examples, so tweets, if you just want to start looking for handles and verifying that people are who they say they are. So Maltego is awesome because it allows you to do a bunch of Twitter transforms now. So once you've gotten a person down to their Twitter account, which we found, right, because they got a unique handle, you can start to say, hey, I want to know who this person received tweets from, who they sent tweets to, and then who wrote people to, and then you can also start to see, I think on the next slide, who they're friends with, and who they're, so who they're affiliates with. So this is just saying, hey, Chris got, what's up? Yeah, so you only have 5 friends, so you're a perfect example to do for this. When it's Brucon and they have 2,000, it's a lot of data to wade through. It's not any fun. I started trying to do that and gave up. Then we can see who they write tweets to, who they receive tweets from. So this is one that the Perturba guys are nice enough to use me as an example. Without my permission, but it's out there. So that's me. And you can see who I have, who I've talked to lately when they took that screenshot, and then they can start to say, okay, who is that person friends with that I was talking to, and so we can just see who's mutual friends. So does anybody think that's useful? Yeah. So as I'm targeting an organization, especially organizations that are maybe not so security dependent, where we're always yakking, but maybe people that are, hey, my friends are on Twitter and we're going to yak about work and all that. I want to be friends with a bunch of Cisco people if I'm about to go break into somewhere at Cisco, right? So let's start being friends with all these Cisco people, especially when we can search by location. We can start searching. Maltego has all this data. You can say, I want to know everyone in Belgium on Twitter. Okay, cool. Let's pull all that down and we can start working with that data. And then tons of information. So, hey, if you're going to take a look at Bank of America, it's awesome when people tell you that they work for Bank of America, where they live, and what their job is. So we got hey, I'm a Bank of America manager and internet marketer. Cool. I'm sending you an email. Yeah, exactly. Same thing for Cisco. A lot of this information is put out in the public domain. Not that it's all bad. I mean, we're all marketing. We're proud of where we work, or some places, Brucon is on Twitter, so it can gather information and people wanting to come to the cons. It's not always bad, but it can be used, and I don't think most organizations don't understand the impact of, hey, all your IT guys are on Twitter talking about all your office work and all your office issues. Same thing, tons of information in the public domain. This is another example of using Maltego Mesh to actually say, cool, I know that this guy's now the chairman of the board. Let's add him to Maltego. Within Mesh, I can do all the things listed on the right there. I can search for him in Google. I can search for him in, Wang, Facebook, Spock, Google News. So does he have a Facebook account? Does he have all these other things? And like I said, you can also find all the key players in the organization, send them to Maltego, and then start doing all that other stuff that we've been doing in the previous slides. So some tools to get it done. Maltego Mesh. There's all these websites that will do like a little Ajax-y, check your username, search type stuff. So know them, friends call me, name check. All pretty handy if you want to find out where people hang out. So I totally flew through that. Sorry. So if someone doesn't have some considerations as we get into some more full scope testing. So if someone doesn't have a strong internet presence, can I become that person? That may be something that we want to do. Or less intensive, can I just create a new company employee and make new friends? Right? Can I create Gmail accounts? Can I register them on LinkedIn? Can I do all these weird things? So just as a kind of a thought to that, I stole this slide from the Perturba guys who have their little, this app does not exist.